Hey, beautiful people, this is your girl and your host, Kayla Rose. Welcome to another episode of Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. So, I am happy to be back this Sunday. Last Sunday did not work out, so I hope you guys miss me because I did miss being here. And so, we are doing a bit of deja vu. I'm doing the show I was supposed to do last week, I'm doing it today. And I'd put on my Facebook that it was going to be about virtues, and the virtues of this three-part series is going to be discipline, patience, and pain. So today I am going to be dealing with discipline, and I'm going to have a lot of good quotes for you guys at the end of the show. So hopefully that will provide you guys with some motivation to stick to your disciplines. And just before I get onto that, I'm going to read out our quick Relax Radio advert. And you guys know that we're doing our introductory offer, right? For those who have a business, I want to do some advertising. So take advantage of that. Our introductory offer is like £1. So if you have a service or a product that you'd like to promote to our Relax Radio listeners, please do call the number on the screen below and come and take advantage of this great offer. So, as I said, I'm going to be doing discipline today. They're not going to be very long lives, hopefully, just nice bite sized pieces, short and sweet. And the first virtue, as I said, is going to be discipline. And there are, for me personally, there are so many areas of my life where I feel I need to be more disciplined, or aspects of my life where I feel I need to be more disciplined. And I don't know how many of you guys may feel like that about yourselves. And anything that you want to do in life, anything that you want to be successful at, anything that you want to achieve, you have to be disciplined. So it's one of those virtues that many successful people say is one of the planks that bridge the gap between your dreams and actualization. And there's even deeper aspects of discipline that we need to look into when we're really thinking about how we can apply it to our lives. And discipline, for me and for most people, is linked with determination. You have to be determined to want to achieve something for yourself or to do something. And although sometimes you may set out a timeline, it may not always work out like that. And you have to have the discipline to keep on going and keep on doing the things which you know are going to be moving you forward to eventually achieving that goal. And other aspects that we need to look into as well is procrastination. Many of us suffer with the spirit or procrastinating on different things that we need to do because of different reasons or possibly excuses. And as we work on ourselves to become more disciplined, we can start to overcome the tendency to procrastinate on things which we know need to be done. And I would say another aspect of discipline is delayed gratification versus instant gratification. And one of the things that are prevalent in today's society is many people want instant gratification. If we desire something, then we basically just want to have it now. We want to experience it now. And I think that also ties into one of the natural human inclinations to move towards pleasure and to avoid pain. Because in delayed gratification, there is an aspect of pain, of denying yourself something which you want. And as I said, pain is one of the virtues I'm going to be talking about as well. I think it ties in to patience and discipline, but I'll be getting a little bit deeper into it when I do the third part on pain. So, of course, I have some notes here for you guys. What are the things that I want to discuss today? Focus. So, being focused is definitely something we need to think about when we're speaking about being more disciplined in our lives. Basically, the capacity to have focused concentration on whatever it is that you're doing. And usually, if we do that, we're able to get it done in a much faster period of time. Whereas in when you're distracted, then it actually takes longer. So this is something that when we're trying to achieve something in our lives, we can try and work on. And then it's also, or another aspect of discipline that I wanted to speak about is the capacity to deal with boredom. And most people who are successful, and a lot of us have heard of this magic number of 10,000 hours if you want to become really successful at something. And a big proportion of those 10,000 hours are not going to be doing things that you find exciting and fun every day, all day. It's going to be doing a lot of things that are repetitive actions, and sometimes it can really just feel boring. And having the discipline and the determination to be able to push past those moments, because when we're trying to achieve our goals, when we want to achieve our goals, not every aspect of it is going to be exciting and something which really engages us. Sometimes it can be just things that are mundane, boring, and being able to deal with that is definitely something that will help us to achieve our long-term goals instead of giving into our desire for short-term pleasure. So I think those are most of the things that I wanted to discuss in respects to discipline. And now getting on to the quotes. So basically I've chosen 5 quotes by 5 different people that will talk about discipline, which I really love, or give us food for thought. So hopefully you guys will enjoy them as well. This one I say all the time. This is one of my favorite people to quote and one of my most favorite motivational speakers. And this one is: everyone must choose one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. And that's by Jim Rohn. And I think that quote is totally classic and really does just sum up the importance of discipline in our lives as time goes on and we become older and we're looking back on our lives and thinking about the times that we should have done something and we didn't, and then we find ourselves in a space where we didn't really want to be, but we allowed our opportunities to pass us by because we weren't disciplined enough to do the work which it required to achieve our goals, dreams, and desires. So yeah, I think that's something to definitely ponder on. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. We don't want to have regrets. Well, as little as possible. So, second quote I chose was: discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. And that's by Abraham Lincoln. And yet again, I think this is another fantastic quote which talks about discipline. And it really, I want to give an example. It really reminds me of something possibly to do with weight loss. And for example, say if losing weight is one of your goals, and what you want now might be chocolate cake, but what you want most is to drop the weight and be as toned as you can and get in shape and feel healthy. So choosing between that chocolate cake and your long-term goal of being healthy and dropping the weight. So yeah, I think that is a great quote. The third one I chose is: self discipline is the number one delineating factor between the rich, the middle class, and the poor. And that's by Robert Kiyosaki. Some of you may be aware of his work. He is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that's a fantastic read. So it's a book that I would definitely recommend. But it's not just about reading these fantastic books, it's about trying to apply it to our lives so our lives can improve and become better. But yes, that is, I think that is a very interesting quote. So I just want to highlight that again. Self discipline is the number one delineating factor between the rich, the middle class, and the poor. And I thought I was going to trip up on the word delineating, but I seem to have got it down. You guys know how sometimes I do butcher words, but I managed to make it through. So, this is really talking about a mindset. When we talk about class and classism, it's really talking about the difference in self control and mindset between the different classes. And discipline at its core is the ability to be able to control your own thoughts, because it's your thoughts which govern your actions. So it really gets down to the core of the way you think and how you think, and that will manifest itself into how disciplined you're able to be, and ultimately how you're able to discipline yourself in regards to your actions, your thoughts, and emotions. The next one I decided to choose was self discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts, which I basically just said, right? If you don't control what you think, you can't control what you do. And I pretty much just summed that up. I wrote these quotes down a little while ago. So I didn't even know that was going to be the next quote. But that's pretty much what I just said. So basically, we really need to become the masters of our thoughts and the things we allow into our consciousness, and the way we allow it to affect us. That is going to be the key thing in becoming more disciplined. So, really being the guardian of your mind and being in environments which encourage you to be more disciplined. If you're putting yourself into environments that give you a lot of temptation, so even in regards to the eating example or the losing weight example, if you are trying to lose weight and then you're putting yourself in environments where there's all these lovely cakes and biscuits and pastries and all the things that are bad for us but taste good, right? Then you are putting yourselves in positions of temptation, or you're putting yourself into positions of temptation. So you are more likely to fail. Then finally, disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self esteem, and personal satisfaction. And that is by Margaret Thatcher. And I believe, if I have this fact correct, she was our first female prime minister, right? So that's for the UK. So I'm just going to repeat that one again. Disciplining yourself to do what you know is right and important, although difficult, is the high road to pride, self esteem, and personal gratification. So ultimately, disciplining ourselves helps us to have higher levels of self esteem. Part of self esteem and self confidence is being able to trust yourself to do the things that you say that you're going to do. And a lot of the time, we can hold the people in our lives to account for not doing things that they say to us or which they promise to us or tell us that they're going to do. But sometimes we don't hold our own selves to account. We don't hold ourselves account to ourselves for not doing the things that we said that we were going to do. So that is where I'd like to leave you guys tonight. I will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. to do the second part in this virtues series, and we're going to be talking about patience, because most of us have heard of the saying that patience is a virtue, and it certainly is. So I hope you guys have a really great rest of your Sunday night and have a great start to your Monday. This has been your girl and your host, Kayla Rose. And thank you for joining me on Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. As usual, much love and stay blessed. Bye.